Hello again and welcome to another Crescendo Way podcast, episode 7 of the year. I'm Bobby and I'm the host today, and I'm very pleased to be joined by captain of last year, two-time Senior Cup winner and our most recent signing, Josh Wardle. How are we doing, Josh?
Alright, Bob, thanks for having me.
No, don't worry about it at all. Thanks for coming on. So, obviously, first things first, how does it feel to be back at Marine?
Yeah, it's good to be back. I think it's like no illusion that I loved it last year and the year before, and there's nothing else, no other club really that's anything like Marine in terms of the fan base and the adulation you get from the fans. So yeah, it's good to be back, buzzing to be back with it really.
Yeah, I think we're all happy to be back. I don't think you know how sad my son was when I had to tell him he'd left. So yeah, so you've saved a lot of heartbreak in my house anyway. So obviously it's been quite a few turbulent months obviously since you've left. So what brought about your return to Marine, and when did you first hear about the interest?
I think probably about 2 weeks ago. I think to be fair, Bernard and Jono were brilliant with it. I've got to give them a bit of credit for it as well, because Marine came in the first about 2 weeks ago, and they let me know they didn't keep it a secret or anything at Radcliffe, which some clubs do. So yeah, Marine came in about 2 weeks ago. I think they managed to sort something out eventually with Radcliffe. Take that what you will.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So yeah, they managed to sort something out eventually with him. And then it was just the day before the Spennymoor game. I got a text message saying that it was all done. Spoke to Youngie, and then literally within an hour, half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that, it was all signed and done and dusted. So, and then playing again to Tuesday night, which was tough in itself, having not played for probably about 8 weeks. So, yeah, it was just. I think everyone can hold their hands up, me included, probably some others as well that I'm not going to name, will say that they made mistakes in the summer. Maybe not mistakes, because that'd probably be a disservice to Bern and Jono, because ultimately I did want to go and play for Bern and Jono at some point. So probably a disservice to them, that. But I'm back where I should be now, and then stuck with me now for 2.5 years.
I know, 2.5 years, very much unheralded at this level. So I think how much of a, sign of, I think that's just amazing by the club, really. How do you feel that, we've managed to put 2.5 years behind you to turn around and say, you're our centre-half for the next 2 years? Good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's well, they did it with Youngie. Got a 4-year deal, didn't he, off them when he was, and rightly so. Yeah, it's a bit of security for me, a bit of security for the club as well. I mean, I won't even be 30 by the time that's up, so I've still got plenty of life left in me anyway, even at the end of that deal.
You're not getting away from us that early, don't worry.
Yeah, it's a bit of security from the club, and obviously it just shows them that they're trying to do the right things, aren't they? It's hard because you obviously progress, and you're used to just dishing out 1-year contracts here, and players being non-contract, and lads getting offered in the summer, and lads getting offered a bit more money and going somewhere else at this level. But being able to offer them longer contracts is progression off the field for the club as well, rather than just on the field.
Yeah,
they just need to try and. I think they're just trying to catch the tails a bit, aren't they? It's we weren't expecting to get promoted last year, so I can only imagine that the club weren't expecting it either. So they're trying to catch the tails now and catch up with themselves.
Yeah, brilliant. I was just going to go back and touch a little bit there, because obviously you mentioned Ben and Jono, obviously at Radcliffe. Now it's for me, it's. I think anyone who's got even the right interest in it, non-league in the Northwest, will know them and the jobs they've done, really. So I just wanted to know, how much different was it working for Ben and Jono than it was for Marine?
Not much. Not as different as you'd think, It's hard because Bern and Jono have get a bad rep, basically, in non-league. I don't know what you think of them, but they get a bit of a bad rep, don't they, from that Salford documentary. Everyone just thinks that they scream and shout and moan at people all the time. When they're not. They're like measured. Obviously, they're passionate about the game, but they're measured men. They know the game inside out. They've been in it years, haven't they? And in a sense, they are very similar to Youngie. They work hard behind the scenes, and they just want the rewards on a Saturday. And when someone's not doing that, they tell you in no uncertain terms. Again, a bit similar to Youngie. Maybe Youngie does a bit less shouting than Byrne and Jono, but it's all from a good place from both sides.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think for me, obviously you'd asked me what my opinion was, and for me, I've got nothing but respect for them. You know, I think in any interactions we've had with them, I think they've always been really, really good to us, really. So, you know, it's good to know that, you know, it wasn't that much difference. So I guess I'll move on to the next part. And obviously, as you know, we're currently sat in the relegation zone after 19 games. But we are showing signs of improvement. I'm not sure if you're aware, but we're currently on our longest unbeaten run of the season, which is 3. But I think that just goes to show how hard it's been in the National League North so far. So I think for me, what I want to know from yourself is, what are your expectations for the rest of the season?
I think let's be honest, you've just got to look at all the teams that got promoted. Even the teams that got promoted last year are struggling this year. I think there's probably only Leamington in there that's not in the bottom 6 or 7 maybe from teams that have been promoted over the past 2 years. I mean, Warrington are struggling. I think even Scarborough are struggling now from a few years back. Ultimately, the goal is to stay in the league. And whatever people might say about like how bad they think the squad is or whatever, it's not a million miles off being a mid-table National League squad, really. You've only got to look at some of the other teams that are, I mean, like Spennymoor Tuesday night, we were a miles better team than them, and just consider like a last-minute lapse of concentration costs us 3 points. You get that 3 points Tuesday night rather than 1 point, and you're climbing the table already. You're probably a point clear from the relegation zone. So for me, it's just about keeping Marine in the National League North. We worked so hard to get there last year, so it'd be a shame if it's, you know, just a one-season wonder and then we're back down in the NPL next year. So yeah, keeping Marine in the National League North, that's ultimately the only objective that anyone needs to think about this year.
Yeah.
FA Cup and FA Trophy runs are nice, aren't they? But this year it's National League North survival.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the league's bread and butter for me, and it always has been. I think, you know, if you'd have asked me at the start of the season, I'd have said survival is really, really important. And you touched on there, I really do agree, is I think that it's just a little bit of consistency is what we need. And I think if we could just get just a couple of 3 wins or something along the lines, going into January, going into December, whatnot, I think, you know, we'll find ourselves in a lot more of a comfortable position. And we are showing signs of it. So, you know, no surprises today, Josh. 2 games, no defeats. so right.
Well, I've had my fair share of them already this year, so I need to get a bit of a better ratio back.
I don't know. I think maybe it's the Josh Wardle Marine combo works perfect there. So
yeah.
So as I said, you know, I know you mentioned how hard you worked on getting promoted last year. I guess I'll now ask it as your overall assessment of your Marine career. What do you think's been your highlight of your Marine career so far?
I don't know. There's been loads, hasn't there? What have we had? We did the FA Cup first round against Harrogate, although the result was a bit shoddy. That was a good day, you know, getting in the first round proper. That's a bucket list item for me. That's a big one. Obviously, the game before that, Halifax was massive as well, wasn't it? And then even like the Senior Cup wins, it's not. I know people say it's only a Senior Cup, but it's not often you win trophies in your career, and or the club wins back-to-back trophies 2 years on the bounce, especially in the way that we did. That one against City Liverpool at home was good because I don't know, there's a lot of people don't like City Liverpool in there, so
hey, I'm not saying anything on that.
Yeah. There's a lot of people don't like City Liverpool, so that was a nice one at home to do that. But ultimately, the best day is that playoff final, isn't it? To go and turn Mac over in their own backyard in the way we did, it was like a performance for me. That was like a game for me that summed up everything that me myself in the way that I play Marine, and probably the way that Youngie sets his teams up is about. We were solid. We slowed the game down. We frustrated Mac. Even I think after like 2 or 3 minutes, Cleggy, their manager, was shouting, moaning about us time wasting, which people moan about themselves, but you've got to do what you've got to do to win. They were effectively a full-time outfit. I know they say they weren't, but full-time outfit, weren't they, basically? So
absolutely. Budget blew us away.
Yeah. Some good silverware over the past couple of years, and then I mean we're still in the Senior Cup Thursday, aren't we? So
we are.
There's no reason why we can't have a go at that this year and at least get something under the belts this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I'm going to just touch on what you mentioned there, that obviously the playoff final, potentially your biggest achievement. What would be a bigger achievement, though? The playoff final win or staying up this year?
Yes, I don't know.
That's exactly where I'm at.
I think winning the playoff final is... No, I don't know. See, as I'm saying it, I still don't know if I believe it. I reckon... Yeah, it depends how you stay up. If we stay up... if we stay up comfortably at the start of April, I don't know when the season ends, end of April. If we're still up comfortably at the start of April, then it's a bit less worrying, but it's not as entertaining, is it? Whereas if we...
Yeah.
I don't know who we've got last game of the season, but if
South Shields it is.
Need a point or 3 points last game of the season to stay up, and we do it, that probably rivals winning it on the playoffs for excitement and adrenaline, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
But I don't know, I think I'd take comfortably staying up in April over a big party celebration on the final day of the season.
All day. I said we've got Chester earmarked for a big celebration staying up day. If we do that, Chester away on it, I think it's Easter Monday. So if we get that sorted by then, I think we'll all be dead happy by that one. So right. So I'm just going to have a couple of comments just about the upcoming games, and you're not just off the hook yet, Josh. Don't worry. So as you mentioned there, we've got Lower Breck on Thursday. It's an 8 o'clock kick-off at Anfield Sports Park. And for anyone who's listening, it's £6 to get in as an adult, £4 concessions, £2 for kids. And then also we've got a couple of away games coming up. So Josh, sorry, I'm going to put you on the spot again. We spoke obviously a lot over the last 18 months. About how important the away fans have been. Just can you put in your own words how important the away support's been in recent time for yourself?
Yeah, I said it right at the start of this, didn't I? There's no other club in like you out because they're a football league club at our level of football, and your Berries. There's no other club at MPL, probably even Scunthorpe as well is an exception. MPL and National League North level that travels the way that Marine fans do. I think, like, what was there Saturday? Just shy of 700 Saturday.
I actually think it was 886. 886 there was in the end.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
Gee, that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
1,500 at Macclesfield, I think there was.
Yeah.
400 away at Halifax. Yeah. And then you've just, like, even got to see like the party bus on the way there. Like there's no one else that has that sort of dedication from the fans to away games. I mean, there's some last year where we played like a Monday night away at Baseford or something like that last year. I can tell you now, Monday night away at Baseford get about 60 fans, and there was probably about 80 Marine fans there. Like there's more away fans than home fans at some games on like a Monday night in Nottingham. So yeah, it's massive in it, and it adds to the atmosphere as well of like the games, because I remember playing Marine when they used to get 300, if that, maybe 350, languishing at the bottom of the MPL. Yeah, and it's just like night and day, isn't it? The turnaround, and long may it continue. It should, if we can just keep getting coaches to away games. I know it's hard work, it costs a lot of money, but if people keep travelling, then just gripe all you want about us getting beat and moan all you want, but just make sure you on Twitter, just make sure that at the games you're loud and you're singing for the boys, because it does help massively. Yeah,
well, there you go. You've heard it first hand there from Josh himself. On Tuesday, a week today, we've got Alfred at the Town away from home. We've got a coach running. It's £20 for adults, £15 for concessions, and leaves college cycles. at 3:45. We do need a bit of a push on that one because we've only sold about 12, 13 at the moment. So, you know, as I said, you just heard from Josh there, how important it is to get that one going. So if you can, please, if you get an opportunity, get yourself booked on, probably go and see yourself a new ground because we haven't played out for a while. And then just before Christmas...
Have you ever been to Alfreton?
I've not, no. I've not.
It's like, you know, like something from Last of the Summer Wine.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, it's all right. They're nice people over there, but yeah, nice new ground for people to try out. So yeah, get booked on.
Yeah, and then we've got South Shields as well. Just before Christmas, it's a little bit more money, but if you can get yourself there, let's give it a go. The last time we went there, we got beat. It's £35 for adults and £18 for concessions, which is over 65s and under 16s, I believe. That's going to leave Marine at 10:30 from College Cycles. So if you can get yourself on them, I'd really appreciate it. And just for yourself, Josh, well, thanks very much for coming on today. And I hope you've enjoyed listening, and see you on the next podcast. So thank you, Josh. Thanks for that.